Hi guys, welcome to Counterpoints. My name is Connor, and today we're going to be breaking down the Angels of Death, Episode 5, Tempest. Last episode did end in a cliffhanger, but I'm sorry to report this is going to prolong the suspense, as this episode takes place prior to Episode 1. Games Workshop was a little bit tricksy. If you want to skip past their trickiness or watch the episode in full, go to Warhammer TV and subscribe. If you're in a non-service country, go ahead and use a VPN. This episode is brought to you by Mastermind Models and Miniatures, who do beautiful paint commissions and who are waiting for you to write them via the link below about their next commission. If your pile of shame is starting to wear it down on you, it's time to take action. This episode is also brought to you by Libra Demonica, an excellent third-party bit studio that can take your models to the next level of awesome. This episode begins with, they came from the dark places between the stars, from the abyss into which even the Emperor's angels fear to gaze. Monstrous in form, endless in number, they descended to devour all. From Anonymous. Likely an Imperial remembrancer correctly comparing the Tyranid menace to a locust-like horde.
Master of Helm, bring us narrow about! We've got one shot at this bastard! Master of Ordnance, forward batteries on full rotation! Blast that thing from the void! Damage report.
Ablative plates fractured. Main integrity sound, mistress.
Then for Emperor's sake, shut off that alarm. I'm well aware we're in the rough wash.
Now, my apologies, but I do have to pause intermittently in order to break it down, or else it's not truly transformative. So it's with a sense of awe and terror that you can watch the space battle unfold as the Tyranids rip through the Imperial fleet with little effort. It's also with awe that you can see the Judgment dwarf the Sword of Baal, showing you the absolutely colossal ships built to deal with the threats facing the Imperium of Man. As a normal human, you can be amazed by the Space Marines, Primarchs, or even the mighty Titans, but this opening battle reminds you that even the humblest of Imperial starships could lay waste to any of these amazing creations. The Tyranid hive ship is the monster these naval ships were built to combat, and the Tyranid hive ships act as a battleship, spawning ground, launch bay, and synaptic node for the hive mind. It's the hive ships that communicate to the Great Devourer across the vast leagues of space, and who can take the information harvested from biomass and turn it into the next generation of lethal warriors.
Judgment lost, Shipmistress. Switching out ident beacon to lead ship. The fleet is yours.
Master of Vox, survivors.
Several beacons showing active, Shipmistress. There's too much interference to discern whose.
Sergeant Kazarian was aboard that vessel.
Com, dispatch Thunderhawks at full thrust. If he's still alive, my lord, we'll bring him home.
Forewarning, Mistress. Cogitators estimate at half battery will exhaust munitions in less than 5 minutes standard. We haven't even drawn the blood of it yet.
Get us to boarding range. There may only be a few of us left, but we're not done yet. What the guns of this ship cannot accomplish, we will do with bolter and blade.
As you command, my lord. Master of Helm, angle us towards the organism's center mass. Maximum thrust.
Aye, Shipmistress.
Hadriel, charge the teleportarium. My honor guard and I will translate as soon as range is achieved.
I shall see it done, Mother. The angel, like the doctor said.
Raphael and Caius, lead the last of our brothers to the boarding torpedoes.
I do not need to tell you, old friend, that even in victory we will likely meet our end here.
Then our duty is done.
To war born and in war ended. And for those of the blood, only in death does duty end.
Let us just be sure we take a wrathful tally of the Xenos with us.
You have served me well, daughter of Baal. The blood keep you.
As it armors you, Lord. All hands, arm yourselves. We are closing to assault distance. Brace for impact.
Shipmistress, there is an urgent signal.
It'll have to wait until the next life, Vittoria.
From Baal, Mistress. Lord Dante himself calls us home.
Verify.
All codes and rights are a match, my lord. The order is genuine. We are to fall back.
The Seventh Fleet must have failed. The Tyranids have cut a clear path to the chapter world.
Lord, the Manufactorum world has not completed its evacuation. This sector and the next relies upon the weapons produced here. If we fall back now...
I know. Let us not be unclear that we are about to condemn billions to death. Lord Dante would not give such a command lightly. Make all speed, Mistress. In the Angel's name, Baal cannot fall, whatever the cost.
Order confirmed. We fall back to Baal. Get us clear and begin the rituals of translation. This is Ship Mistress Livia Salkin, Strike Cruiser Sword of Baal, of the Baal Protectorate. I am the ranking fleet officer. Comply with Order 817-43, return to Baal. Execute immediately.
Aye, Mistress.
Mistress, we have Sergeant Kazarian on board.
Thank the angel for small mercies.
Tech Marine Hadriel confirms there were no other survivors from the Judgment.
Master of Helm, punch us down and through. All power to starboard weapons as we pass that thing. Seal all compartments through starboard outer decks. We're not getting through without a few scars. Translation to war. Master of Helm, do we have an entry point?
Navigator confirmed course ready.
Then by the blood of Sanguinius, get us out of here!
May the angel's grace preserve us from the perils that lie beyond.
Ship Mistress, Navigator Nissus is screaming.
System anomalies throughout the ship.
Massive etheric disruption. Blood of Baal, the void is coming apart.
What in the Emperor's name just happened?
We are in the warp, Ship Mistress, but we are rudderless and in the grip of storm tides.
Navigator, report.
We are blinded by its passing. The great rift once whole, now torn. All is red and night. The light is gone.
I have no patience for your riddles. Speak plain.
The light, Mistress, the light cannot shine in many darknesses. We are lost in the breaking of the universe.
Watching the Judgment be so easily dismembered forces the Space Marines aboard the Sword of Baal to contend with their imminent end. I absolutely would have paid good money to watch an Astartes-style infiltration of a Tyranid hive ship, but unfortunately, we're just not technically there yet with Games Workshop animations. The Space Marines dispatched Thunderhawks to retrieve Sergeant Kazarian, who was aboard the destroyed Judgment, as a Terminator Squad and Tactical Squad prep for the incursion. To Warborn, and in War Ended, and for the blood, only in death does duty end. Raphael states, calling to mind the warriors of the blood of Baal, the ancient tribes from which all blood angels are descended. Lord Dante, the chapter master of the Blood Angels, calls all ships home because he has seen and fought a massive fleet that's on its way there. The homeworld of Baal doesn't just carry religious significance for the Blood Angels, but it also is the resting place of Sanguinius, whose body is kept intact in a stasis field. Sanguinius had incredible healing, speed, and strength, and to let that genetic knowledge fall into Tyranid hands would be akin, or Tyranid claws, would be akin to handing them a super weapon for replication. The Blood Angels withdraw, condemning billions to death, and it's easy to see how chaos and gene-stealer cults can form when the lives of everyday human beings are sold so quickly. That being said, the fleet is likely relieved that they don't have to make a martyr's last stand, and after retrieving Sergeant Kazarian, the Sword of Baal jumps into the warp just as the Great Rift bursts open. The Great Rift is caused by the fall of Cadia, and the Navigator is screaming, which is exactly what you want to hear as you translate into the warp. It blinds her from the Astronomicon, the psychic beacon created by the Emperor of Mankind, and this sends the Sword of Baal spinning into warp storms for a month and a half. The Sword of Baal survives this trek by the slimmest of margins, with the Navigator dying in her efforts and ship members being executed for outbreaks of madness. They are only saved by the call from Naiades offering safe harbor. The warp storms scramble galactic map, but allow them to navigate locally. Naiades is a mining system, which makes it the perfect birthplace for the Genestealer cult, home to an abused and destitute proletarian population. Nearby ships show signs of storm damage, and the planet shows signs of war, alarming the crew. A heavily encrypted message from the surface breaks through, and Captain Orfeo volunteers himself and his honor guard to make contact out of a sense of restlessness.
Pilot signals final approach, Captain. Prepare!
Egress, go.
Negative contacts.
The signal coordinates are in that direction.
I've never seen air filtration corridors as large as these. They must feed the tower.
Or perhaps subterranean dwellings.
How hollowed out do you think this rock is?
There's enough thermal piping to suggest a modest populace could survive below ground.
Perhaps that's how our would-be benefactors survived the war here.
In there. Stay alert. Hold. I am Brother Captain Orfeo of the Blood Angels. Step forward and be known.
I am designated Magos Castia Theta 9 of the Adeptus Mechanicus, speaking through this servitor unit.
You shall authenticate or be considered hostile.
Code signal identification broadcast. Listen well, Captain Orfeo. Blood Angel. Relaying the contextual data you require. This world is perverted by the Corporaptor hominis xenos species.
Tyranids.
There is material vital to the Omnissiah that must be preserved. Success in this venture is critical. You shall follow my proxy servitor and secure it.
Movement!
Back to the gunship.
Negative. You must follow this servitor to safety.
Xenos, target high!
Get to the Thunderhawk and take off!
I will not leave you, brother!
You must get word to the Sword. I will give you what time I can. Now go! We are the Emperor's will made flesh. We are taken from the dust. We shed our weaknesses, our frailty, to become...
I love how the Marines just heard the word Tyranid and then saw the Planetary Defense Force coming through and just opened fire. I mean, they were right to do so, but what if those had been like loyalist guardsmen trying to save them from a Dark Mechanicus priestess? Like, half a dozen troops would have been pulped before they figured out it was friendly fire. Now, that being said, the las rifles aren't effective against Terminator armor as it's nearly impregnable. In the lore, it's even referred to as tactical dreadnought armor, comparing it to the walking tanks of the Adeptus Astartes. The captain orders his Marines to retreat to the Thunderhawk while he covers their escape, and to be honest, I feel like he has a little bit of a death wish, just like Commander Dante. Now, the Marines make it to the Thunderhawk just in time to see the Primus blow it to bits with mining charges, and the Terminator Sergeant and Captain Orfeo make their last stands, bringing us all the way back to Episode 1. Now, if you like this breakdown, be sure to like, share, and subscribe. Ring the bell and become a member. Alternatively, you can join us on Patreon. I promise I have some very cool things in the works. Be sure to check out our sponsors, and I'll catch you in the next one. Thank you to our patrons: Ramiro Gallegos, Nick Chidanava, Matthew Jones Carter, Kevin Rabb, Weeble666, Abigail Shane, Leo, That Rye Guy, Deidre Barlow, Lesser Garbage, Colbius, Christian Stafford, Fearmonger, Ellis Hayward, Driz, Medicine, Miles, Keo Deus Fetas, Thomas Jones, Thomas Concepts, Column, Pull Up a Couch, Orca, Chris Alberti, Joseph Moran, Yahweh, Ethrel, Chad Griffith, Chris Williams, Pig Jolt, Runan, Troubledore, CC Supporter 96, Clinton Miller, Satya Avatara, Omni, Christian Valeris, Moon, Timothy Danford, Gassim, Tom Kai, Captain Entertainment, Ruben, Sean Robertson, Teddy Bagley, Crabsgo Pinch, Allslayer, Jesse Shaver, and Bayard Brown.